Hi, everyone. Welcome to Movies with My Mother. I am Lexi,
I'm Mom Lori.
and today we watched The Shining.
We did.
It's from 1980. It's a hard R,
There was a naked woman in there. I did see her.
and they dropped an N-bomb and
yeah.
several F-bombs.
Yes.
It was 2 hours and 26 minutes long.
It was a long ass movie.
It was, but I think it needed to be that long.
Okay.
I think if they had done this in an hour and a half, it wouldn't have been as scary.
You probably are correct. The tension, the music.
Yes. I really think they had to walk around the hotel 58,000 times.
Right.
Anyways, this was directed by Stanley Kubrick. It got a Rotten Tomatoes score of 84%.
Yes.
68 on Metascore. And 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb, which I think might be the highest we've ever seen.
I did read that they said that this was a pretty high Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah. I bet you it is the highest we've 8.6?
8.4 on IMDb.
8.4? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty high for us.
I had a budget of about $19 million.
I didn't look at anything about money.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, that's fine. And a worldwide gross of about $50 million.
I think I did read that somewhere. So, yes, but there again, that doesn't sound like much money.
But in 1980, $50 million was a ton of money.
Yeah, I guess you are correct in that. Yes, okay. All right.
The basic plot is that a family heads to an isolated hotel for the winter, where a sinister presence influences the father into violence. And at the same time, his psychic son sees horrifying forebodings from both the past and the future.
I see dead people. I love that.
Yeah, and he really did.
He did, yeah. Yeah.
The cast is Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, Danny Lloyd, Scatman Crothers,
which surprised me. I don't look at the cast even when I'm preparing. He's a comedian, a dancer, a singer.
Yeah,
but he was right for this, wasn't he?
He was perfect.
Wow.
For this. Barry Nelson, Philip Stone, Joe Turkel, and Lisa and Louise Burns.
They were creepy.
Yeah. And that's all I wrote down because all the trivia is in goddamn paragraph form.
And that's okay. And you get to it.
You know how I hate.
I do.
The paragraphs. And
like I said, we'll get to it.
Okay.
Okay, that's kind of like, after a while I was sick of Stanley Kubrick. His history is pretty well documented.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, I got quite a few pages.
Oh, Lord, okay.
So, after a while, I was just sick of looking at him.
I get it.
So, yeah. Interesting movie. I did not like it at all. Not at all.
No?
No. This is just not my kind of movie. I guess I really do like the shoot 'em ups. Because this isn't my kind of movie, not at all.
Oh, this is right up my alley.
I know, and like I said when it ended, we've been waiting all this time to watch this movie because we were waiting for snow, which is all gone now.
Yeah,
but it's coming back tonight. Did you hear that? We're supposed to get a couple of inches tonight.
I was out yesterday and it was trying to snow. So,
well, supposedly we're supposed to get another couple inches overnight, but we've waited all this time to see this movie, and it was awful. Awful. It was awful.
I think this is one of the better movies we've watched.
Probably. It was frightening.
It's supposed to be.
Wow. Just absolutely frightening. I was on the edge of my seat this whole time.
Because what are you supposed to do when you're snowed in and there's no one to help you?
And no escape.
Yeah.
Wow. Because there's no way in that blizzard that they could have walked that 26 miles.
No.
Remember, because they said that road was 26 miles. There was no way her and that child could have walked 26 miles.
Absolutely not.
So, frightening.
Even with Wendy wearing 15 layers of clothing.
But she only weighed 100 pounds, so there wasn't enough of her to stay warm. And my good God, she smoked like a chimney. She couldn't have walked that far.
Oh, hell no.
Crazy. Yeah, this was a movie.
This is one of the better movies we've watched.
Okay.
Regardless of what you think.
Wow. Okay. I'm with you. Okay. So what? This was a request, a fan request, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, God, probably a year and a half ago, somebody was like, "Oh, you got to watch The Shining," and then we didn't have snow last year. We had like no
none.
snow.
We had a couple of dustings, but nothing. And then who would have thought that 8 inches of snow we got last week, no, 2 weeks ago, would be completely gone this week? Well, it got to be summer. We were up in the 60s 4 days last week.
Yeah.
We're all going to die of pneumonia.
That's right.
But yeah, but it's coming back tonight. It's still winter in Ohio.
Yeah.
Interesting movie.
Yeah, I think this is a great movie. I can't say I've ever seen another Stanley Kubrick movie that I loved. Because I've seen Clockwork Orange and I saw Eyes Wide Shut.
Having looked at this, I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I've seen Spartacus. But that's all that I really think that I've ever seen. Maybe Dr. Strangelove.
Okay.
That's a Peter Sellers movie. I might have seen that, but I don't really know for sure. But having seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, yes, this is absolutely the same guy made this movie. Yes. Just so suspenseful and at the edge of your seat. You just didn't know what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think 2001: A Space Odyssey is like that.
Okay.
Just very suspenseful. And we living in 2026, 2001's long gone. It was not anything like anybody thought it would be.
No.
But back in, when they made that, yeah, that's what it might be. So we didn't know.
Yeah.
When was that made?
2001, who? In the 60s?
2001: A Space Odyssey was in 1968.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we thought 2001 would look like.
Well, listen, Back to the Future Part 2 took place in 2024, 2025.
Right.
And, we don't have flying cars.
Well, we could have if, I don't know. Maybe. We have the technology for that. We absolutely do.
Oh, I'm sure we do.
They're delivering packages from the drugstore with drones. Why couldn't we have a flying car?
What if it gets caught in a tree?
Somebody's got to drive it. Wouldn't you see the tree?
Well, I mean, but like you're here and I'm droning to your house.
It's called technology.
Mm.
They have cameras that...
Yeah, but just, what if you're a bad judge of space and time?
Then that wouldn't be your job.
Okay. I think that's one of the things you find out the hard way, though.
I'm afraid that would be the case, yes. Yes, absolutely. That does seem reasonable. But come on, you can't tell me we must have technology to make a flying car. We must.
I'm sure that probably the Japanese do.
Okay.
Maybe not us.
Okay.
And if we do, they're not going to tell us we do. And they're not
Well, I agree with that.
they're not going to show their cards at all
Right.
until somebody else makes a move.
And there's still too much money in fossil fuels and gasoline to not allow people to drive our cars.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, our producer came and went.
Yep. Well, I moved. You want to come up?
No, you didn't let me go where I wanted to go when I was first there, so I'm out of here.
Okay.
Interesting movie, though. It was sharp,
Yeah.
scary, frightening. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I love this movie.
Okay.
Because it's so scary. And nothing happens until the end, but the whole movie is scary.
Yes.
Because it's got that music that kind of makes your tummy hurt.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Weird, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. All interesting.
Yeah. Well, what do you got on Stanley Kubrick?
Well, he seems like an interesting kind of guy. He was born in 1928 in New York City. After high school, he worked as a photographer for Look magazine. Back then, Look magazine was, the shits.
Okay.
In the late 40s and 50s, he started making low-budget shorts. And in 1956, he made his first major film called The Killing for United Artists. 1961, he left the U.S. for England. His family had come from England, and he went back there. I'll talk more about why he went back to England later. But
okay,
he left for England so he could have more control over his films. Hollywood did still, after he left for England, Hollywood still did fund some of his movies. He seemed to be a perfectionist. He liked to control every aspect of the film.
Okay.
He did extensive research. He wanted to know everything about everything that he was making his films with. And that's part of why he wanted so many retakes, not only to get the story exactly correct, but to get the actors to do exactly what he wanted them to do.
Okay.
His films were often groundbreaking, which, we know that. And like we were talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey, that's the only Academy Award for Best Visual Effects he received was for that movie. And our film is considered one of the best films ever made. While many of his films are considered controversial at the times that they came out, most have been revealed as generative pieces that have come to greatness, really. He's really behind special effects, and he was groundbreaking in that, and I know we've talked about some of this stuff before. He went to NASA to get those special lenses to do the candle. He's the one that is behind the candlelight film effect.
Okay.
And he went to NASA to get the correct lenses to film in what appeared to be candlelight.
Oh, wow.
And he is also one of the first users of the Steadicam. Remember a few movies back?
Yeah.
We've talked about
Steadicam a lot.
Yeah. And how it was developed, because back then when they were making these movies in the 50s, those cameras were huge. They were as big as your chair. they were like a recliner. They weren't just little handheld things. And he was behind a whole bunch of that technology too. Let's see. Okay, his early life. His father was a homeopathic doctor.
Oh,
He
okay.
attended public school in the Bronx. At age 12, his father taught him chess, and he maintained his interest in chess and used that kind of thinking to his advantage throughout his lifetime.
Okay.
And chess has even been seen in many of his films.
Sure.
At age 13, his father got him his very first photograph camera. And he started taking pictures of around him, all around him and of the people around him. And there was a neighbor kid that was his same age that also was interested in photography. But that kid had a dark room.
Oh.
And he and this kid called Marvin Prob worked together and made pictures, and they did them in his own darkroom.
Oh, wow.
Because they were just thrilled to watch a picture being developed, and it was really right up their alley. And in high school, he joined the photography club, and he kind of was the school photographer.
It's fun.
Yep. But he was not a good student. He did just enough to get by. He didn't go to school very often. So, he'd rather go to the ball game or take photography or go to the movies and see a double feature. He'd rather do that than go to school.
Doesn't that sound like every artistic person you've ever met?
Oh, yeah. I get it. I absolutely get it. If I didn't have parents sending me to school every day, I wouldn't go.
Hell no.
I can learn other stuff. So by 1945, when he got out of high school, he didn't have the grades to get into college, which at that time, a lot of the kids were going to a lot of the boys were going to college. But because, he didn't go to school, he didn't have the grades, he didn't want to do that kind of stuff, he didn't get in. And he did eventually. Night school back then was something different, and he did take some night classes. But he was very disdainful of American school and the way things were taught in school. He just wasn't happy with that.
Well, we've had to have programs about schooling our children better.
Right. Well,
and now we're not teaching our kids anything at all.
Nope.
So
they're not learning anything in school, and they're not learning anything at home. So it's even worse than it was back then.
Yeah. No child left behind, huh?
Right. Back then, at least his father was go to school. And he was greatly disappointed, being a physician, that his son did not go to college. And that he did not do well in school, even though his father knew he was fully capable.
Yeah, but what kind of medical degree do you have if you're just a homeopath?
I think back then it was different than it is now.
Oh.
Back in the 40s, I think
it was an actual thing,
I
not
think
quack
it was
science.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Because you said that, and I was just like, because I'm thinking of the homeopathic doctors of today, and it's just like,
no, I think it was something different. I think that they were more
okay.
I think maybe they were like the predecessors of what a GP is now.
Okay.
So then in 1946, which is not long after high school, he sold his first series of photos to Look magazine And they were so good. They were so impressed with him. They hired him as an apprentice photographer. And he became well known for his ability to tell an entire story with still pictures.
Oh, wow.
That's an art. That
Yeah.
not everybody can do that. That's an art. He was, but he was always interested in making films, and he had done a photo spread about a boxer called Walter Cartier, which I don't know anything about boxing, so that name didn't mean anything to me.
No.
And then he did a little 16-minute short about him. And he started developing his style back then, and he made that film for $100.
Oh,
Or
wow.
he made $100. I think he got about people gave him about $400 to make the movie. No, 300, and it made 400. So he made a little money, and we've heard that before. How people have made a little bit of money and it gave them a taste, and
Yeah.
they wanted to go on for that. And it was because of that, soon after that he made that little bit of money. He quit his job at Look and became a filmmaker. And he told everybody that would listen that he can make a way better film than anybody else.
Oh.
I thought, okay, you go, dude. In 1953, he collected $1,000 to make his first feature film. And most of that money came from an uncle. And then he got into the movie and he needed more money, so he rounded up another $9,000. And the movie he made was called Fear and Desire. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
But, that's really his first, what he considers his first feature film. So, and because of what he had learned in making these little movies that he did, he really was able to grow his brand, what we would call his brand,
Right.
the way he did it. And early on, he learned about sound, but back then they were still dabbling in silent pictures back then.
Yeah.
Which seems very odd to me, but we've learned, back then at the changeover, it was back and forth. He wanted to do the silent movies because they were so cheap.
Well,
You didn't have to do any of that sound stuff.
yeah.
In 1955, he met producer James Harris, and they eventually formed a company and bought the rights to a novel that they turned into the 1956 movie The Killer.
Okay.
The Killing. It's after this that right after that, they moved to Hollywood to where the movies were being made. And so and this is where he started to be really disillusioned about Hollywood and the studios. He came head to head with unionization. And they wanted him to join the union, but then they wouldn't allow him to do all of the jobs he was doing. He couldn't be a cameraman and a director and stuff like that. And he really wasn't allowed to approve the people that he came on the job, because that was kind of a union type thing.
Oh.
Back then it was a little different.
Yeah.
When things were getting started, and often he would go head to head with the people in charge, because he wasn't happy with the way things were going. And, it was his idea, his money, his skill, and he wanted to be in charge of it. And all these things went together to influence every other film he made, because, he wanted to do things his way. but he really couldn't. He had to follow the rules.
Oh, that's
And we've already learned he doesn't like to follow the rules.
Yeah.
1960 found him directing the epic Spartacus with Kirk Douglas. And actually, this is how he got his first shot. Is he was not the original director, and Douglas had learned about him and wanted him to be the director. So that's how he got the job, and he agreed to do the job for $150,000.
And when?
1960.
Wow. That's a ton of cash.
Yeah, I think that sounds like it was. But it was trouble from the beginning.
Shit.
Kirk Douglas wanted the movie a particular way. It was kind of a Kirk Douglas vehicle. So he wanted it his way, and here comes Kubrick, because he's such a good director, wanted a different way, and those two kind of went at it a bit. But in the end, the movie that was made was a big hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they argued over the script, they argued over just everything. And and this is another movie that he got an Academy Award nomination for directing. And that movie, Spartacus, in 1960, $14 million. I can't even imagine.
In 1960, that was like $1 billion.
Yeah. But that, them working together really killed their relationship, and Douglas would never work for him again. So,
yeah.
62 brought the movie Lolita.
Okay.
Now, I've only ever heard of this movie, and I believe it was quite scandalous.
It is
in its time.
And it's based on a book by a guy named Nabokov. And I believe that I've seen a version with Jeremy Irons as Humbert. But it's about the love affair between a grown man and like a 13-year-old
12
girl.
or 13-year-old girl, yeah.
And I believe that the book is from her point of view.
Okay. But it was a fairly big hit, but it really made no money. Well, it did well at box office, but it did not make any money because it was rather scandalous.
Well, yeah.
Then 1964 brought Dr. Strangelove.
Okay.
He brought his artistic views to the productions, and this is where he had it with Hollywood. He took it to England, where he could be in complete control over everything. In England, it was different. But again, there was controversy there. And I thought Dr. Strangelove was kind of a weird, I don't remember exactly what it is, but there was controversy about it, and I don't exactly remember why.
Well, isn't that the movie where the guy is writing the nuclear bomb?
Oh, yes, the bomb. Yes. But in the end, it turned out to be a great movie. Today, it is still considered a good movie.
I've never seen it.
Me either. From 60 to 71, he started working on 2001. This movie won an Academy Award for visual effects.
Okay.
And I remember that.
I've never seen it, but like the bits and pieces I've seen in like anthology shows, like are stunning.
Right. And it was never a hit, but it continues even to today to be very influential in the movie industry. All through this, you've been talking to me about how he treated his actors and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I could absolutely see that when I was reading all of this information about him. And there is a section in the computer about his directing technique.
Yeah.
So, he had a philosophy of how he felt that he wanted to make sure that the inner struggle was portrayed accurately on these films. And absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. He wanted the viewer to make their own interpretations and to follow what they have discovered for what the movie really means. And I see that in this movie. You know, like you said, the music, the just the walking around, that leaves you to think of all the things in your head that's going on.
And Wendy didn't talk a lot about her relationship with Jack.
Right.
But you knew that woman was walking on eggshells.
Right. Right.
Her entire existence was walking on eggshells.
Right.
And you could see that in her face.
Absolutely.
And could she have portrayed that if she hadn't been terrorized by Stanley Kubrick? I don't know.
Maybe not.
But
yeah,
her performance is stellar in this movie.
Yeah, every part of her screamed that she was afraid to do the wrong thing, afraid to get in the wrong spot, afraid to,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just afraid to breathe wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and it was said about his movies that he made films about things that mattered and that had substance. And I think that that's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true that his movies did have that to it. But they also said his humor and his sexuality was very dark and that it came out in his films. What's a normal relationship? We don't know.
No, but you heard right away that Jack had a problem with alcohol.
Yep.
And you heard right away that their child was injured because of his abuse of alcohol.
Right.
And, without saying the quiet part out loud, I'm sure she was saying, he has harmed me while drinking.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That absolutely comes out. So, yeah.
So,
Yeah. And it just seemed to me in everything that I read that Kubrick tried never to make the same movie.
No.
And I have to agree with that. The movies that I have seen of his, nowhere near the same movie.
I saw Clockwork Orange,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen Eyes Wide Shut, but I'm going to tell you that Eyes Wide Shut for me was a slog. First of all, I watched it, 25 years ago when my head was still in my ass, and I didn't know nothing from nothing.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand the movie.
Uh-huh.
And then it took me like 3 days to kind of work through it. So, because I didn't watch it all in one sitting, because it's like a 5-hour goddamn movie.
Okay.
So
that's not on our list to watch?
No.
Mom couldn't sit through that.
No, and it's weird, and it's got Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman at the end of their marriage, where you can very much see that there were cracks.
Oh, okay.
Just based on how they looked together on screen. They looked like people that didn't move together.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I don't think that either of them are good enough actors to
cover that up.
To have done that on purpose.
Yeah. I get you. Oh my God, I saw a commercial with Nicole Kidman in that just recently on my TV, and it didn't have a name on the person that she was talking about, her mother having cancer, and I'm looking at that thinking, who is that woman? Why should I care? And then I looked up the commercial. It was Nicole Kidman. I wouldn't have picked her out.
Oh,
she looks so different. And anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, back to my movies. And then you also talked to me about how many takes he did. And he did. He often demanded numerous takes in scenes to get the material that he wanted out of the actor. Jack Nicholson said he required 50 takes sometimes. Nicole Kidman said she had never wanted to work that hard with anyone before, and to get to a deeper place. So yeah, to tell Jack Nicholson that he's not acting right. What? Wow.
I think but I think in terms of this movie, this was the both the most and the least Jack Nicholson movie. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, because Kubrick kind of beat it out of him.
Because I feel like Jack Nicholson is like a one-note actor.
Exactly. I agree with you.
And I know he's like award-winning and people love him and
I do. I
blah, blah,
understand
blah.
that. But this whole thing, I sitting here thinking Joker, 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 Joker.
Yeah.
I
the way he was dancing around.
Yep. And moving his eyebrows and all I could think of was the Joker, but that's where Kubrick wanted him to be.
And those movies were like 15 years apart.
I know. Yeah.
And how is he doing the same thing? Oh, it's because he's a one-note actor.
Yeah, I get that. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I don't mind Jack Nicholson. I like him. Everything I've seen him in, he's okay.
So being that he was Jack Nicholson playing Jack Nicholson, he was also not being Jack Nicholson. Because I don't think that Jack Nicholson, in the beginning, he had a little tiny bit of warmth to him.
Right.
And I don't think Jack Nicholson doesn't strike me as a warm guy.
No, no, you're right. Me either. Yeah, me either. I agree with you. In 1987, Kubrick himself said that he may have done excessive takes, but he wanted the actors to find the emotions that were in there. And I thought, okay,
well,
whatever.
There's a fine line between portraying an abused woman and being an abused woman.
Right.
And I think Shelley Duvall was on the razor's edge.
Right. Right. And he often felt that the actors needed the time to learn how the lines felt to the person that they were portraying. I don't act. I don't know what they're, all of the stuff that goes along with acting. And I know you can go to school and learn stuff like that, but I don't know.
But I feel like when you're a big enough director and you get to work with the big names, I feel like, like Tom Cruise is going to walk on set and be like, well, I'm going to play it like this because this is how I see it. And the director's like, no, I don't care how you see it. You're going to see it how I see it.
Right.
And because I'm making the movie.
I kind of feel like that's the way Kubrick thinks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. But other actors, Ryan O'Neal, for instance, said he really felt that Kubrick brought the one-on-one deep perspective to what he was asking his actors to do. And he also made them feel like they were involved in making something great. I think that says a lot for an actor to say something like that for a director.
Well, Ryan O'Neal's a terrible person, but But no, I do
in his personal life, but this is his job. That's a different thing.
Right. But I don't disagree with that.
So with Shelley Duvall, it was everything was considered intense and adverse.
What are you trying to say? Adversary?
Adversary, yes. That's the word I wrote down, and I couldn't say it. Adversarial, yes.
I watched a TikTok where somebody gave her a little plastic banana And this girl couldn't say banana to save her fucking life.
That's just what happened to me. It's written down here. Adversarial.
You could just see in her eyes her computer was rebooting, and she just couldn't get
Oh my God.
adversarial.
Yes, adversarial. I had that written down. Adversarial. Written down in plain letters. I couldn't put it together. But he really felt that was what he wanted to bring out perfection, and he subjected her to horrible times, 12 plus hours, 7 days a week, 120 takes, 130 takes and stuff. But she did often recognize his genius, and she did respect the process that he had. I think that's pretty, going a long way. Everything read, he treated her very badly.
Horribly.
And for her to say something like that,
well, blink if you need help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I wrote down. He pushed her to her breaking point to get the terror he wanted.
Yeah, I do believe that her praising that is a bit Stockholm syndrome-y, but
Yep. Yeah, and he was harsh to her, and he would not allow others to sympathize with her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That is absolutely what you do when you have a captive.
Yeah.
So, I think that's crazy awful, but
it is crazy.
The movie was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, I don't think she could have played that better if you put a gun to her head.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? I think that her performance is by far the best performance of the whole movie.
Right. But you could see Jack Nicholson breaking down.
Yeah.
You could see that from the very beginning, every little piece of him that would fall off.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It was crazy. But when the chef recognized the little boy as being clairvoyant, that was weird.
Yeah. And it was, and I thought it, especially I thought it was a bit out of place that Wendy clocked it, and then that she clocked it, and then she called it out. Because a woman in her position, being just afraid, why would you even question a man?
Right. Right.
And she questioned him.
I think that was all part of what made this movie so creepy.
Yeah.
Just absolutely creepy. But, overall, I said it was awful and I didn't like it at all, but this was a good movie.
Yeah.
Would I ever watch it again? Hell no. Hell no.
Well, they made a sequel.
Oh,
Stephen King had written a sequel.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Oh,
and they made it into a movie. The movie was very good.
Oh, no, I wouldn't even want to watch it.
The movie, the book and the movie are both called Dr. Sleep.
Okay.
And it follows Danny as a grown man.
Okay.
And Danny, as a grown man, has his own demons. He is also an alcoholic. He is also a drug user. And he recognizes in himself that he has to get clean.
Right.
And Scatman Crothers still comes to him.
Oh, okay.
And the book is called Dr. Sleep because at some point in his lifetime he is working as I don't know, some kind of helper in a nursing home.
Okay.
And he would know which patients were dying next.
Oh, okay.
And he would sit with them as as they transitioned.
Okay. All right. I see that.
But then he kind of gets put on the radar of a traveling band of psychics.
Oh.
People, this group of people, but they're not psychics like he's a psychic. Because he's trying to do something positive with his gift,
Right.
with his shining. These people are stealing other people's shine.
Okay. Okay.
And these people are going around, and when they get like a whiff in the air of somebody special, they go find them and kill them and steal their shine.
Interesting.
And Danny, a little girl gets in contact with Danny via the shine.
Okay.
And she knows that the traveling energy vampires are coming for her. And she knows that Danny can help her. But Danny doesn't know he can help her.
Oh, okay.
And Danny has to go back to the Overlook.
Nope. Wouldn't go there for $1 million. Nope. Nope.
Well, at this time, it's long been abandoned, but it's a whole thing. It's very good. Mike Flanagan did the movie, and I think that Mike Flanagan really appreciates the horror genre.
Okay.
He does a very good job.
All right.
Yeah,
I would absolutely not watch it. Absolutely. If it's even half like this movie, oh no.
It's it's actually a little worse because the vampires are killing children.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And they're not vampire they're
right.
Yeah, they're like soul vampires.
Right. Okay. Oh my goodness. No. No. Creepy.
Yeah.
I would not. I don't even want to think about this movie ever again.
And I know in the late 90s they made a made-for-TV event of The Shining that Stephen King did. Green light, or he proved it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because Stephen King has always been highly critical of this movie, of the Kubrick version. He said this is not essentially my book. There's so much more nuance to the story than what was presented on screen. He has never liked the Kubrick version.
Okay.
And the one in the mid 90s, you do find out that Tony is grown up Danny.
Oh.
Because Danny's name is Daniel Anthony.
Okay.
And is that what it is in the book? I don't know, but that's what it was on the 90s TV show. Steven Weber played Jack Torrance, and he was on Wings. He was the goofy brother on Wings.
Yes.
So, knowing that he's the goofy guy on TV, was he scary? No.
Yeah, no. No.
But I do think that the TV movie did try to pay homage in a way to the Kubrick version.
Okay.
With the stylization and the way the wardrobe was.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was definitely an interesting movie, and I can see how it has its fans.
Yeah.
I won't be one of them.
Some trivia. And I'm going to read it off of IMDb because, like I said, I'm not writing 4,000 paragraphs. I'm not getting paid for this.
I agree with you. I agree.
So I'm not working that hard, damn it. Due to the film's cult following, it has been subject to many outlandish myths. One of the most famous myths is that to get Jack Nicholson in the right agitated mood, he was fed only cheese sandwiches for 2 weeks. And he hates cheese sandwiches.
Oh, that would be awful.
That would put me in a foul mood too.
Gee, I wonder if that's true.
It says it's a myth, so who knows?
He's a grown man. How could, how would he accept that? Okay, go on.
Right, because like the first time they, craft service puts a cheese sandwich in front of me, I'm bringing my chef in.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Call McDonald's. Right.
I'm going offset for lunch.
Right.
Go fuck you guys. Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall have both spoken about the critical reception of the film, which they felt overlooked the intense efforts of the cast and crew. Nicholson described the film as one of the most demanding of his career.
Yes.
And has called Duvall's performance the most difficult role he has ever seen an actress undertake. Duvall herself has described the role as the hardest of her life, highlighting the emotional intensity required for the role. And I think
stellar. It was you could tell she was a woman under stress from the get-go.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. She did a great job.
Yeah, she's the star of the show.
Absolutely.
According to Shelley Duvall, the famous "Here's Johnny" scene took 3 days to film and the use of 60 doors. 60 doors.
Wow. I can't even imagine that. Wow.
Could you imagine just how goddamn exhausted you'd be after chopping through 60 doors?
No, I can't even imagine. But stuff I've read, that sounds exactly correct.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Stanley Kubrick, known for his compulsiveness and numerous retakes, got the difficult shots of the blood pouring from the elevators in only 3 takes. This would be unremarkable if it weren't for the fact that the shot took 9 days to set up. And every time the blood poured out, Kubrick would say, "It doesn't look like blood." In the end, the shot took approximately a year to get right.
Oh my God.
Contrary to popular belief, the elevator doors never open. The blood comes from the sides.
Yes, it did come from the side. Yes. It did not. Those doors never open, no. Because it came from the side, because remember, the curtains were moving. Oh, ooh.
Tony Burton, who only had a brief role as Larry Durkin, the garage owner, the man that Halloran calls from the airport, arrived on set one day carrying a chess set in hopes of getting in a game with someone during break. Stanley Kubrick, an avid chess player, who in his youth had played for money, noticed the chess set. And despite production being behind schedule, Kubrick proceeded to call off filming for the day and engaged in a set of games with Burton. Burton only managed to win 1 game, but nevertheless, Kubrick thanked him, and since it had been some time that he'd played against a challenging opponent.
Oh my gosh. How interesting. I said that. I said that he learned how to play chess when he was 12. Cool.
Shelley Duvall suffered from nervous exhaustion during the filming because the role was emotionally demanding. Even so, she later said that she valued the experience, stating that Stanley Kubrick taught her more than she had learned than any of her other films.
Oh, wow. See, I told you. Wow. Interesting.
The throwing around of the tennis ball inside the Overlook Hotel was Jack Nicholson's idea. The script originally only specified that Jack is not working. It didn't say what he was doing while he wasn't working.
Oh, wow. I thought that was a symbol of something. That whipping that ball on the walls. I felt like he was wanting to hurt someone with that ball.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. just whipping that ball around that hotel wildly. He whipped it down that hall. There was that antler sculpture that he could have knocked over.
Oh,
How
yeah.
do you explain that?
Right. Right.
Jack Nicholson was living with Angelica Houston at the time of shooting, and she recalled that due to the long hours on set and Stanley Kubrick's trademark style of repetitive takes, Nicholson would often return from a day's shooting, walk straight to bed, collapse onto it, and immediately pass out.
Okay. Everything I read, that sounds exactly correct.
Jack Nicholson was with Angelica Houston for like 15 years, on and off, on and off, on and off.
Right.
He treated her like dog shit.
I remember that.
Stanley Kubrick had envisioned Shelley Duvall as a more timid, emotionally fragile version of Wendy Torrance from the start. However, after reading the novel, Jack Nicholson wanted Jessica Lange for the role and even recommended her to Kubrick. After explaining the changes he had made, Kubrick persuaded him that Duvall was the right choice. Years later, Nicholson praised the actress and told Empire magazine that he thought Shelley Duvall was fantastic, calling her work in the film the toughest job that any actor I've seen had.
Oh, wow. Okay, yes.
Kubrick considered Robert De Niro and Robin Williams for the role of Jack Torrance, but decided against them. Kubrick did not think that De Niro would suit the role after watching his performance in Taxi Driver, as he deemed De Niro not psychotic enough for the role.
Okay.
He did not think Robin Williams would suit the role after watching his performance on Mork and Mindy, as he deemed him too psychotic for the role.
Yes.
According to Stephen King, Kubrick had also briefly considered Harrison Ford.
That might have worked.
I could see that.
Uh-huh. I can. And I could also see thinking that all I can think of Shelley Duvall. Who'd you just tell me?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro
and Robin Williams.
I absolutely think that both of them could possibly have done that. Yeah. Usually we say, oh, no. This time I'm thinking, yeah.
Well, Robin Williams did do like some serious movies. Yeah, was that? I think the one was called 1 Hour Photo, and he was terrifying in that movie.
Okay.
He played a really good bad guy. As much as
I think he could have done this part.
As well as he played happy-go-lucky dad, he could definitely have played crazy bad guy.
Absolutely. And yeah. Yeah, I think that possibly could have worked. Yes.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Too psychotic.
Yeah. I know he was talking about me. Oh my. Okay. Interesting.
The snowy maze near the conclusion of the movie consisted of 900 tons of salt and crushed styrofoam.
Oh, how awful. They didn't make snow back then?
Apparently not.
Salt and styrofoam. Oh, yuck.
Here's this. Neither Leah Beldam, the young woman in Bath, nor Billy Gibson, the old woman from the Bath, appeared in another movie before or after this one.
Oh my God, I wonder why. Because they were both too creepy for words?
Yeah. The shot of the tennis ball rolling into Danny's toys took 50 takes to get right. 5-0.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine being like a 6-year-old playing with trucks and they're like, nope, not right. Start over.
No, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine doing anything 3 times, much less 50 or 100. No. No.
Stephen King has never understood why people find this movie scary.
Wow. Okay.
And I think I think that goes right to living a privileged life.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
how would he know what a woman afraid feels like?
Correct. I saw him just recently on, finding your background thing.
Oh yeah,
And he is 98% white.
go figure.
He has a little like Norwegian or something in him. That's it.
Huh?
He's one of the very few people that 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 guy has ever done that was that white.
Really? Wow. Jeez.
Finding your roots.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's crazy. But when you say that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came from privileged background. He is privileged. Yeah, he's had his demons,
Yeah.
but they were all self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Not scary. Interesting.
So, even though he wrote the book about, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never read the book. I really shouldn't be talking about the book.
Right. And I haven't ever read that book either.
And speaking of Stephen King, have you ever seen his son, Joe Hill?
I do not believe so.
Look him up on your computer real fast.
Joe Hill?
Joe Hill. Look,
Is he
just Google Joe Hill, Stephen King, and get a picture of them together.
Is he the spitting image?
It's almost a carbon copy. Stephen King is a PH, Stephen.
It wants to take me to a book, and I don't want to go to a book.
Oh, just go to images.
Oh, there's a picture of him alone. Wow. He looks like his dad in his younger years.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like Stephen King in 1986.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Wow.
Maybe when you're that white, that's just what happens. You just have carbon copies.
Yeah, could be. Let's see. I've got some pictures. Let's see if there's any. Yeah, because now he looks like an old man. Stephen King does, I think. I don't think that. Wow, crazy. That's amazing.
When I approach a patient care,
Oh,
Whoa.
pardon me. That's when you press too many close buttons, something opens wrong.
Right. Okay, now this is where we talk about a crazy person. According to Vivian Kubrick, in her making of, Stanley Kubrick's secretary typed dozens of pages filled with all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy for the scenes where Wendy discovers what Jack has been typing. Now, that is probably true, but Vivian Kubrick is a crazy person. She's good friends with Alex Jones.
Okay, so I don't believe what she says, period. They had mimeograph machines back then. They only needed to type one page.
Well, no, but did you notice that on all of those pages there were little typos here and there that weren't copies of copies of copies?
That is true. That is true. There were some that were indented. There were some that were to one side. There were some.
And every piece of paper had a typo on it.
Something, yeah. Okay. Well,
I
No,
mean,
there
I don't know why you'd task one secretary with doing that.
there were millions of women who typed every day back then. So, but no, what? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Among his many criticisms of the film, Stephen King also disliked the casting of Shelley Duvall as Wendy. He envisioned Wendy as a blonde, former cheerleader type who had never faced real hardship, which would make her ordeal at the Overlook especially terrifying. He felt that Duval appeared too emotionally vulnerable and experienced, and essentially the opposite of the character he imagined.
Interesting. Interesting.
But
But is that the difference between a book and a movie?
maybe, but I also, you can't live with an alcoholic and not at any point in your days not have a little bit of fear.
Correct. I absolutely believe that.
So it doesn't matter if she was a cheerleader in high school, or if she was blonde, or if she was a brunette, or if she looked vulnerable. She
Right.
was vulnerable.
Right. Right.
So,
Absolutely. And like I said, when I get to write my book, I can write whatever I want and I can say anything I want about it. But the guy that buys the rights to make the movie gets to make those decisions too.
right.
So were they valid? Were they okay? Was it, that's just him saying, and he can say anything he wants about the vision of his book. And it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're allowed that because it's your book. It's your story.
Right. But I do believe, in the real world, scenario of something like that happening,
Yeah, no.
The woman would look beat down.
Right. And it doesn't matter to me that she was a cheerleader or she had blonde hair. It had to be played correctly.
And listen,
I think it was.
I think Jessica Lange is a great actress. I don't think she
beautiful
could
woman.
have done
No,
what
I don't.
Shelley Duvall did.
I do not think it would have been the same movie with her. No.
No. The scene where Jack is chasing Danny through the maze took over a month to shoot.
Oh my God.
During the shoot, crew members often found themselves lost and had to use their walkie-talkies for assistance.
Oh my God. My God.
Kubrick also wanted Slim Pickens to play the part of Halloran, but Pickens wanted nothing to do with Kubrick following his experiences working with him on Doctor Strangelove.
Because I read that in other things that once people worked with him, they never worked with him again.
Yeah.
They said he was a great director and they said he knew what he was doing, but they never worked with him again. Oh, I absolutely believe that.
Stephen King tried to talk Stanley Kubrick out of casting Jack Nicholson, suggesting instead either Michael Moriarty or Jon Voight. King felt that seeing normal-looking men gradually descend into madness would have enhanced the drama, but Kubrick had a different vision for the film. Who's Michael Moriarty? Is that... Oh my God, that's Ben Stone from Law & Order.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely not. No. Let me find a younger picture of him.
I think he's always looked like a 45-year-old man.
I think he has. No, wrong face. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Who is the other person?
Jon Voight.
Oh, Jon Voight? That's a maybe.
I don't see Jon Voight getting crazy enough. I see Jon Voight getting crazy, but I don't see him getting crazy enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's a ton more, but again, it's all goddamn paragraphs.
Well, maybe in his younger days, that's a no too.
Like I'm saying, I think that he could have probably done okay, but not great.
No.
Jack Nicholson just plays a crazy guy so well.
Yeah, here's a real young pic. No, I don't see. Jack Nicholson kind of oozes crazy.
Yeah,
This guy does not.
he is though.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
he's a right wing nut job.
Oh, okay. No, I think he might have been able to, but no.
I
I think Jack Nicholson was the right one.
I think John Voight with blonde hair is too handsome.
Oh,
Do you see what I mean?
yes. Yes, I do.
That picture of him, he looked dashing.
Yes. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is craziness. Okay. I still think he might have been able to play that. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know because I've seen this.
Right.
So I don't, all I can see is this. So,
And we know from other movies that Jack Nicholson plays a really good bad guy.
he does.
He plays a really good bad
Really,
guy.
really good bad guy. Who on the outside looks perfectly normal, but is nothing but bad inside.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Interesting.
Yeah.
Why don't they ask us our opinion?
What? Well, I hadn't been born yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's my excuse. What's yours?
I was a little kid.
Not when this movie was made.
Oh, in the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't a little kid. I was pretty pathetic in the 80s, though. Oh, my. Okay.
But with I've fallen into conspiracy talk, and like that's pretty much all of what I see on TikTok now.
Oh, anymore? Yeah, there's a lot of
hear
it.
about Eyes Wide Shut and how Kubrick died abruptly, like just
Yes.
before the movie was
No,
either put out or finished.
I have a thing about that. They premiered the movie it was a private showing for, I didn't say that?
No.
Maybe I didn't write it down. There was a private showing for his family and the actors and everything. He died 7 days later.
Holy shit.
So it was out, it was made, it was done.
Yeah.
And he died of a heart attack 7 days after the family preview.
Well, you know that a heart attack can be induced real easily.
I do know that.
And
I do.
Cleanly.
I do know how to, yes. Without any suspicion being thrown anywhere, yes.
Yeah. That's what conspiracy talk says.
Oh.
And that Eyes Wide Shut is like an allegory for all this Epstein shit.
Oh. I'm not going back and watch that movie either.
God, no. It's fucking weird and
What's just the name of it? Eyes Wide Shut. What the hell does that mean? I don't like it, so I'm not,
And one of the things I don't like seeing in film. Listen, I know people go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to see it being done in a movie.
I have to agree with you.
It's one thing if a man is standing there and you're shooting over his shoulder and you hear it happening. That's one thing. But watching a woman sit on the toilets and use it, I don't want to see that. And that's one of the first things you see in Eyes Wide Shut. And it's just like,
I wish my eyes were wide closed.
This could be any hot woman, and I'm turned off.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, bathrooms aren't sexy.
No!
In any manner.
No.
So, yeah, no.
So that really put me on edge. And then there's weird orgy scenes that don't make any. Well, listen, okay, they might make sense to 44-year-old me, but to 19-year-old me, they didn't make any goddamn sense.
Okay. Well, that's when the movie was made. That should have made sense, but I get it. I get it.
So,
Yeah, no, not interested. But
yeah, I'm not going to go back. It took me 3 days to suffer through it the first time.
ugh. Ugh.
And as much as I love a good conspiracy theory, I'm not going to double back.
No. That was a long time ago. That's over and done with. Let's get some new conspiracies. There's plenty.
Oh yeah.
Plenty. Oh yeah. We had a nice meal.
Oh yeah, we had a room service meal.
We
But
did.
I looked at the Stanley Hotel, which is what the Overlook was based on, and all they had was a steak restaurant. And I know that Mom is not very big
Mm-mm.
on a ton of red meats.
Not since I had my gallbladder out.
And I know that 7 o'clock in the morning is kind of rough for you.
And today it was real rough.
So I didn't want to put a steak and a baked potato in front of you at 7 o'clock this morning.
I would have eaten the potato because I've been hungry for a baked potato.
Yeah.
But just no, we've been talking about it for a week.
Yeah.
And just the thought of steak, I just don't even. If you want to start cutting down your food bill, have your gallbladder taken out because red meat is off the table completely for me.
Yeah.
Just off. But yeah, no, I can't even imagine a steak that, especially that early in the morning.
No, and I forgot there was a breakfast scene. I knew that she traveled around with food, but I don't remember seeing anybody eat. So that wasn't in my mind.
And we've done breakfast recently.
We've done breakfast.
Yeah, we've done breakfast recently.
So because I couldn't find a good room service menu at the Overlook at the Stanley, I started looking at luxury hotels in New York and Chicago, and I settled on the Waldorf-Astoria.
Huh?
They had salads, they had hamburgers, they had like everyman food at luxury price.
I can't imagine the lunch we had would have been. It was $50.
$36 a plate for chicken fingers and French fries.
Holy cow!
And I figured I could make a good chicken finger.
Mm-hmm. And you did.
And it would be a more palatable breakfast.
And it was.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was delicious.
So I made chicken fingers. I didn't buy frozen chicken fingers. I made breast tenders.
She always makes chicken finger. You make chicken fingers a lot. Well, you don't just buy frozen ones.
No, I like to do my own. First of all, the grocery store is moving all their shit around. So I had to ask somebody where my shit was.
Oh my
God. But while I was there, Kinder's has breadcrumbs, flavored breadcrumbs.
Really?
So I bought 2 different ones to try.
And we love all of their sauces.
Yeah, their hickory brown sugar. Shit. Delicious.
Korean barbecue is fabulous.
Is it?
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. I can't say that there's one that I haven't liked.
Nice.
They're all good.
We got the sweet barbecue, and it says it's a dipping sauce, but I figure, why can't you cook with it?
Absolutely, you can cook with it.
Cook with ketchup all the time.
Absolutely.
So, but that doesn't cook up nice.
Really?
No, it burns real fast. And I think just the flavor isn't there to make cleaning that pan worth it.
Okay, I get that. So stick with the dipping sauce.
So yeah, stick with it as a dipping sauce. And get the hickory brown sugar actual marinade.
Yum.
That stuff is
Yes. Like I said, I haven't met a Kinder's that I didn't like.
And I see people cook with their seasonings all the time. So I was like, I'm gonna get these breadcrumbs.
But they're
I'm
delicious.
gonna have them on hand, and we're gonna have some good chicken.
Yeah, I bet you are. Oh, yum.
Yeah,
So we had a $35 plate,
yeah,
chicken fingers and
and
fries.
and to make it less of a beige meal, we had little cups of salad to go with it.
Yes.
I thought that was fun.
That was that broccoli salad stuff.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
I love it. But I like pretty much anything green.
yeah.
You can't well, there's a couple of things on my list of things I don't eat that are green, and none of them are broccoli salad.
Right. And when I asked Justin to pick up the stuff, I said, just find a fun salad of, just a bag with the toppings and the dressing, and just find a fun one that doesn't look, funky.
He picked a good one.
Yeah.
He picked a good one. So yeah. And then you had ice cream for us.
Yes.
That ice cream was delicious.
It's pretty good. Since Mom's on the keto diet, I got Carb Smart ice cream to try. And honestly, it wasn't that bad.
If you are an ice cream eater and you're on keto and you miss ice cream, I'm a huge ice cream fan. When I want an ice cream, I want an ice cream.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
It was pretty good.
And it doesn't taste artificial in any way.
No. You had chocolate, I had vanilla. Mine was delicious.
Yep. It was. It wasn't sickening sweet like so many, carb stuff is.
Yeah.
They put all that sweetener
all that
in it.
Aspartame.
It was not like that.
No, it didn't taste like diet.
It smelled like ice cream and it tasted like ice cream.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It was very good.
So thanks for spending your money on that.
Hey, listen, it's not going to hurt me either.
And it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So, yay. So, yeah, we had a fabulous meal with our movie.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't what they showed in the movie, it was...
But when Dick Halloran is asking Danny what his favorite foods are, and he says, I like French fries and ketchup.
Yes.
Well, we had French fries and ketchup.
We had French fries and ketchup.
And when he says, we're talking about ice cream. Let's go get some ice cream. Can I give him some ice cream? We had some ice cream.
Yep. So we did. We followed the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious. It was delicious.
And we made a ridiculous TikTok. So.
Yes, we did.
Oh, look at that.
Yes. Yes, so ridiculous. We had to have a cameraman again.
We did. We ran around my living room like animals.
And I'm standing there waiting for the cameraman to do his thing, and he looks at me and goes, that's a real axe. I said, yes, honey, it is a real axe. He didn't remember that we had bought that axe, I bet.
I thought
it's a real axe. Yes.
Justin has grown to just not take me serious as a human being.
Why would you buy an axe? So it never happened.
I think maybe in his mind we bought closer to a hatchet.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, we bought a straight up axe.
Axe. That's a wood splitting axe.
Right. That was so funny. He just looked at that and said, that's a real axe. Oh, yeah, it was.
We've told the story before, but when we bought that axe, it was just pure chance. Mom and I and a couple of her girlfriends had driven up to an outlet mall to go outlet shopping.
Yeah, I think it was the one in Michigan.
It was in Howell.
Howell, yes.
And in that plaza, there was a shop run by a veteran that supported veteran charities.
Yep.
Where they took in tools and machinery.
Yeah, it was equipment. And I said, they won't have anything like we're looking for.
And we walked in and we're like, "Hey, do you have an axe?" And he said, "I do have an axe, but we haven't, rehandled it. We haven't sharpened it. I just got it the other day. It's not even clean. It was clumped with
It
dirt."
had hunks of mud on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
And we're like, "Well, what do you want for it in this condition?" And he's just like, $20. And we're like, "Take our money."
Yep. Force us to leave that here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went on a girls' trip and bought an axe.
From a veteran-owned used store that supports veterans.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Living with a veteran, I'm happy to support
absolutely.
other veteran owned businesses.
Absolutely. So yeah, it was fun. And it was a real axe. When you see us running around, I am flailing an axe at Alexis.
It is a real axe, and I do have a real knife in my hand, but you do see that I left the sheath on it because those knives are really sharp.
Yeah. Yes.
And we are very stupid.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We admit it. I can't believe we didn't hurt ourselves with the axe, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Running around with it, me shaking it, I can't even imagine.
Dropping it on somebody's foot. We're both
I hadn't even
barefoot.
thought of that.
That would have been a grievous injury.
Yeah. And you're just recovering your toe from the last incident.
Oh,
Oh my God. Oh, that was funny. But yeah, that's pretty funny.
yeah.
So our TikTok did turn out fun this time.
Yeah.
So look for that.
Go find that. It's quite funny. And we had propped up under the camera my computer with a Word document that said I'll work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Right. I tried to catch the house on fire making that. So
Well, Mom tried to catch the house on fire. I didn't.
yeah, it was me. Can't have an open flame near me.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Poor kittens. It was a cat toy that I threw into the fire. So
Yeah, it's all right. That's one of those toys that we kind of have to get rid of anyways because somebody who's one of his aliases is Spaghetti Boy will get that ribbon all the way down his throat.
Oh, which is a very bad thing.
Yeah.
That is so dangerous.
Yeah. And he spit up ribbon recently, so I'm trying to keep ribbon away from
Where
him.
did he get? Who knows where he gets?
Oh, it was balloon ribbon. That balloon that Joy gave us. She gave us a balloon with
that
ribbons
we had
on
on
it.
our 100th show.
The red one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was floating around. Okay.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. That's been in here for a week before he even noticed it, I bet. Whatever. Bad kitten.
Yeah. Spaghetti Boy.
Oh my goodness. All right, you want to hear the dead people?
Yeah, I know there's a lot.
We have a lot. A lot. Greg Brown at 56, musician from Cape.
Yeah, 56, way too young.
Yes. James Vanderbeek, 48.
To Dawson.
Yep. Colon cancer.
He had put out a picture, I don't know, a couple months ago, and he looked like he weighed 85 pounds.
Right. It hit him hard and bad and fast.
Yeah.
I think it was less than a year ago that he was diagnosed.
I think so.
Left behind 6 children.
6 kids and okay. This somebody set up a GoFundMe for them.
Why?
Because apparently he had some tax debt, which I don't understand, but he was buying property. He had bought a compound for them to live on. So how do you have compound money, but there's nothing left for your kids? Like, why would you do that? And I also heard that he had passive income in a rental property in California. So how do you not have money?
There's just some stuff that doesn't seem right.
And why are you asking me for my $25? Go fuck yourself.
Right. Oh no, yeah. I heard it was in the millions.
Yeah.
That had already grown in the millions. I did hear that.
So
Yikes.
if that's true, that's fucking wild, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Bud Cort, an actor at 77.
That's a movie that we're gonna have to track down and watch. Harold and Maude.
Oh, okay. Okay. It just said after a long illness.
Well, he had a lot of medical issues. I believe that he was like early in his career was in some kind of car accident, whether he was in a wreck or he was hit by a car. I don't remember, but he was badly injured, and that really hampered the rest of his career.
Oh my. Oh my.
But Harold and Maude, that's a great movie.
Okay. Brad Arnold at 47, musician.
Too young.
He had kidney cancer that metastasized to his lungs.
Oh my god.
Awful. Awful.
Who he was with, Brad Arnold?
I didn't write it down, but it seemed to me he was more of a writer.
Oh, this is the guy from Three Doors Down.
Oh, Three Doors Down, yes. Yes. And he wrote that song, that
Superman song.
Yeah, yes, I knew that.
Yeah.
I should write these things down.
Three Doors Down, not my favorite act.
And when you sent me that and I looked at him, I thought, I don't recognize him. I had to listen to some of the music.
Oh,
because I didn't even yeah, me too. And I didn't recognize the name of the band either, to be perfectly honest. It was completely not in my...
Well, they had... Superman was like their... Or Kryptonite, or whatever the name of the song was. That was like their biggest hit. And I feel like they had some minor hits after that.
Right.
But
not a lot.
Not as big as the first one.
Right. But I knew right away who it was when I heard that song start.
But I feel like that song came out in like 1999.
Probably.
2000. So,
yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
When's the last time you thought of Three Doors Down?
Or 1999.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Henbury at 67. Actor. He was in Star Wars.
Oh. is he one of the Ewoks? Is that the Ewok guy?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Hideko Seto?
Sure.
72. He was a set design, a Sega set. No, it's not called a set. Sega machine. He was one of the original guys that developed Sega. Yes.
Oh, cool. We had a Sega.
So I think that all three of those guys are dead now.
Yeah.
I believe we've talked about them all recently.
All sorts of video game people have died recently.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a big one. Robert Duvall at 95.
Oh.
He was in everything. I mean, he's been around a long time.
There was a picture that somebody took of The Godfather where 4 men are sitting around a table. And, 3 men are at a table and 1 man is walking away. But the man that's walking away was in shadow, and it had his name and his, year of birth, year of death. And that was John Cazale. He was an actor. And then there was the next slide in the picture was James Caan was the man in shadow. And then the next slide is a man sitting at the table and the other man is in shadow, and that was Robert Duvall.
Oh, cool.
And the man left at the table is Michael Corleone, played by Al Pacino.
Oh wow. Ooh, that's kind of creepy.
It's crazy. It hit me. Like I don't know where I saw that. I don't know who made that, but it struck me.
Wow. Yeah. 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 And he's not at all related to our Shelley.
No,
Not at all.
I don't know. They spell it differently.
Yep. Jesse Jackson at 84. I thought he was going to live freaking forever.
Yeah, but he had something akin to Parkinson's.
Yeah, he had Parkinson's. And it left him in a wheelchair about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
He couldn't walk any longer. Civil rights activist. Yeah. He's diagnosed only in 2017.
Mm.
And it was very shortly after that he was confined to a wheelchair. It struck him that bad. Here's another one.
Let me see.
Satura Idea at 52. He was another programmer. Can you see it? Shutaro, Shatura.
Sure.
And when I read the stuff about him, I recognized
Is that the Castlevania guy? That might be the Castlevania guy.
Maybe. That sounds familiar. But, those guys all developed all of those gaming systems and those games, long time ago.
Yeah.
And now they're all dying.
Well, we're at that age.
Tom Noonan at 74. He was an actor in RoboCop. He was an actor. He was in a lot of stuff. He was in
a ton of things. He played the Frankenstein monster in Monster Squad, which is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Monsters Rap, which is terrible. It's very funny. And he played a serial killer known as the Tooth Fairy in Manhunter, which is the first making of a Hannibal Lecter movie.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Yikes.
Yeah. That movie was remade as a movie called Red Dragon, which was very well done. But I think that his portrayal of the Tooth Fairy serial killer was... And he was called the Tooth Fairy because he was biting people. And he had a real specific bite pattern.
Yikes. Okay. Okay, and finally, actor Eric Dane, 53.
Dr. McSteamy from Grey's Anatomy.
Yep. Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
And that got him fast.
Real fast.
It hasn't been but a year that I think it's been even less than that.
No, I think it's been a couple years, but he and his wife were on the rocks. She had petitioned for divorce, and then he was like, well, I've got ALS, and she was just like, well, we'll make this work.
Oh, good for her.
But she's a terrible person. She killed somebody with her car.
Oh, maybe this is her way to make amends then.
I don't know.
And another thing, I had gone in and looked at a few things. The other day we were talking about, I have noticed that people are dying on and real close to their birth dates.
That's weird.
And so I went and I looked, and Ingrid Bergman,
okay,
August 29th of 1915. She died August 29th of 1982.
Oh my God.
Everybody knows who Ingrid Bergman is.
She's Isabella Rossellini's mother.
Mm-hmm. William Shakespeare, April 23rd of 1564. He died April 23rd of 1616.
Well, I think maybe that is one of those things where time was not really a thing.
Who knows? Actor Gavin Gordon, he played in the Bride of Frankenstein movie that we watched.
Okay, yeah.
April 7th, 1901. He died April 7th, 1983.
Thank God.
George Washington Carver. We all know who George Washington Carver is. He was born January 5th of 1861. He died January 5th of 1943.
Jesus.
David Lynch,
Yeah.
he died on or he was born on the 20th of January. He died on the 16th of January.
That's too close.
Yeah. Shelley Duvall, she was born on July 7th. She died on July 11th.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? Miguel Ferrero, we were just talking about him.
Yeah. Best movie.
Yes,
He's Rosemary
movie.
Clooney.
He was born on February 7th. He died on January 19th, which is what? Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. There was somebody else that we were talking about, and you said, "Oh, he died on his birthday." What movie did we watch where you said that?
And I didn't write it down.
I just listened to Identity over again, so maybe it was one of the actors in Identity, one of the behind the scenes guys.
You know, I have Identity. Was it?
I think we just talked about him. We didn't mention him.
Oh, okay.
What was his name? Like Francis Coffin? Is that who we were talking about?
That sounds like a familiar name.
Oh, let me look him up.
That was a week that we had a lot of dead people.
Yeah.
I do not have him as a dead person. But another interesting thing along with that is there has been great research done on, all this days of the death. And the only day on the calendar that no one famous was born or died on was February the 3rd. Isn't that crazy?
Weird.
Yeah. I think this started because a young man that Blythe went to high school with just died just recently in the last couple of weeks. And I believe he died on his birthday. That's what's made me start thinking about stuff like this.
Huh.
But yeah, I've been noticing stuff like that, and crazy, creepy,
Weird.
crazy.
Was the glitch in the Matrix?
Maybe. That's how we started talking about it. The glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
The different timelines. Interesting.
Oh,
who knows?
Oh, the quantum immortality thing?
Right.
That fucked me up.
Because it could be true.
Because like for real, I remember I remember Blythe being born in January of 86. I remember going to Georgia with baby Blythe in the summer of 86. And I remember going to school, and I have bits and pieces of being at school, but I don't have any real memories from summer of 86 to Christmas of 89.
Interesting. I don't think anything happened. Is that when you knocked yourself out at school, and from then on it was
No, that was before Blythe.
crazy?
That was before Blythe was born.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And
why don't I know?
Right. And I don't remember a lot either.
Yeah.
I remember when both of you kids were born. I remember when you both went to schools.
And I remember there was a day that I was at girls' school and I missed the bus. And I didn't go into school and say I missed the bus. I just decided to walk home. And I remember you picking me up and giving me the beating of a lifetime. Because I was taking like the bus route home. I wasn't taking like the safe route home.
Then you would have been walking up the hill.
Yeah.
Up that terrible hill in Chillicothe.
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
I do remember that.
Woo! That was an awful 2-lane road. Oh my God. Yeah, I understand why I whipped your butt. Absolutely. There was no gentle parenting at our house.
Oh, not in the 80s. That wasn't a thing in the Wild West 80s. There was a thing I saw on Threads, and it was just like, white people, why do all your children have short hair? And it was just like, well, I remember in the 80s having short hair because having long hair and getting my hair ripped out of my skull and getting beat in the head with the hairbrush for having my hair ripped out of my skull. It was just easier to have short hair.
You just couldn't sit still.
Because you were ripping hair out of my skull.
I was a horrible mother. I was a horrible mother.
Like, listen, I know it had to get done, but there had to have been a better way.
Oh yeah, okay.
They didn't have, gentle tangle-free brushes like they have now.
Oh my God. I wouldn't have used it anyway.
Detangler? What's that?
Right. Oh my God. Oh, I was an awful mother.
No, the 80s were just the Wild West.
Ay, ay, ay. Dude, I've been watching this guy on TikTok. He's a teacher, and he gets emails from parents.
Oh,
and I just oh, the gentle parenting.
mm-hmm.
Why is Tommy failing just because he didn't come to school that day and take a test? Why is he only getting a 54? Because he didn't come to school the day the test was.
Yeah.
Oh, the gentle parenting.
Yeah.
I would never have called the school and said, "Why is my child failing?" Because it wasn't the teacher's fault. I knew it would be the kid's fault.
Well, in high school, it was the teacher's fault. And, in Toledo Public, knowing that they're just glorified babysitters.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I did have some really shitty teachers.
But and that was
some good ones, too.
Well, again, that was my fault because you were so smart. I should have made a better attempt at getting you into Mommy Valley Country Day. I should have gotten you into there. Because you were so smart. You didn't have to work at anything.
No. And it really did kill my little kid ego not to get into Horizons at Toledo Public. I wasn't smart enough for the smart kids class at Toledo Public.
And then when I saw your number come back at 147, I thought, what are they looking for? 147 IQ is pretty high.
Yeah.
What were they looking for?
I don't know. Probably somebody with a little more social skills.
Oh, well.
And I have always given main character energy.
Yeah, but still, like I said, I should have made it more of an attempt to find the money to get you into a better school.
Yeah. Well, at the time, Toledo Public was supposed to be great. Remember how great they told us it was?
Yeah.
Remember how great they're still telling us they are?
Right. But they're now going to only have 4 days a week school because they can't afford to have 5 days a week. What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't get it. They're going to make Bousher into an arts school.
Really?
Yeah. What? We just built that because it was needed for the amount of high schoolers in that area. What do you mean you're going to turn it into an arts school? What?
Does that mean you're building another South End high school somewhere else? What does that mean?
I don't know. They can't afford to build another school. They're only going to have class 4 days. I don't get it. I don't understand what is going on with money. I mean, I get it. The government, the federal government is cutting all kind of programs. So.
And I really do feel like, and I know that the teachers aren't making like a living wage, and I know that's a big factor, but I do think that we should recognize that the government, as it is right now, is trying to make us stupid.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, and I don't think enough people see that.
No, no, absolutely not. Oh, we don't need all those extra libraries. We don't need that many books. We don't need school 5 days a week. Our kids don't need that.
There
Are you kidding me?
there are states in the union that are saying that slavery was a necessary thing and that it was good for the enslaved peoples.
Right.
What? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, nobody knows history, so they make up their own stories.
It's wild. It's just wild to me. And that so many so many just these fucking idiot people like that don't well that they're not educated enough.
No.
And that's unfortunate. That's a testament to our entire system. It has just been shit for years.
Yep. Yes.
That we're generations and generations of people that aren't smart enough.
Right.
And this is why we are where we are.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
did you hear that they did find voter fraud in Georgia and it was Elon Musk?
No. I haven't really watched the news in the last week or two.
It was
I don't know why.
What did they say it was? Like ballot applications that were halfway pre-filled out.
Really?
Yeah, from his super PAC.
Interesting. Well, there's a difference between filling out an application and voting. It's like so many times they're finding these voters that have applied that aren't really citizens. Well, when you get your driver's license, you want to apply to vote? Okay. You don't even have to sign anything. It's just an automatic click.
I don't know. I'll have to find
vote. Those people aren't voting.
No,
they don't.
I'll have to find the article and send it to you.
You will have to.
It was something nefarious and something was halfway pre-filled and it was all shit from Elon Musk's super PAC.
Oh my God. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that. Has anybody checked his voter registration?
He's a naturalized citizen. He can vote.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really? Is he really?
Hey, well, I've read that he is.
Huh. Okay. He paid his $1 million fee and
No, I think
yeah, he's been here long.
He's been here for a long
I believe he went from wherever, Africa, somewhere.
He's from South Africa.
South Africa. He went to Canada first, and I believe he was naturalized there. And then he moved to the United States, and I believe he is.
He's been here for at least 25 years.
Yeah, and I believe that he is a naturalized citizen.
Yeah.
I say that only because I'm being smart, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't.
But I love when they cry voter fraud and then they find out that it's Republican voter fraud.
Right.
And then we don't hear anything else about it. And it's just like,
They checked all of the Ohio rolls too, and they found 6 people's names. Only one of those people had even tried to vote. But it's like that, you go in and sometimes it's a language thing. Someone from a different country, you want to sign up to vote? Yes. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. They don't go vote though. They don't vote.
I mean, who knows, but I don't think that the fraud is nearly as rampant as they're claiming.
No, people who are here illegally are trying to stay low.
Would think.
They don't want to go out and make it all public. No. If I were somewhere illegal, I would want to stay low and quiet.
100%.
I don't. I don't think we have a voting problem.
And have you heard about the passports?
No.
One guy found out the hard way that his passport had been canceled after he landed in Thailand.
Okay.
And he spent like a month in a Thai prison.
I have been here, and he's not the only one.
Yes. And he said that somebody at the whatever Homeland Security, whoever gives out the passports, were like, oh, somebody called and said your passport was stolen. And he was just like, I didn't call you.
So someone with a vendetta can call and get you in a heap of trouble.
Yes.
I don't know how that can happen. How can that happen? But yeah, I mean, I've been, and he's not the only one.
And, they're saying, well, you have to get a passport. You have to get a passport. You have to get a passport. All the Save Act shit. If you can't vote if you don't have a passport.
Right.
Well, the last time I tried to use my passport to vote, they told me it wasn't a
valid form of identification.
Yeah, a legal form of ID. I said I had to pay for this.
Right. And to get that, you needed to send your birth certificate to the government. You had to send all of that that information to them. I mean, it's not like you just got it for nothing.
Yeah. And, I had to give my birth certificate and my marriage license to the DMV to get a real ID. What are you talking about? This isn't enough. You know that I've had 2 different names.
Right.
What are you talking about?
But your current name does not match your birth certificate. How is that going to get changed?
Well, I mean, you can petition to have your birth certificate changed.
Is every single married woman in the United States going to petition to have their name changed?
No, I wouldn't.
How much is that going to cost? How much time is that going to take?
Right. Well, I mean, realistically, this is to hurt married women and trans people.
Yep. Exactly.
Since trans people aren't human anyways, which don't get me started on that.
Yeah, let's not even go there.
Because what the fuck?
But yeah, every single married woman who has taken her husband's name. What?
Yeah, no, I was in a real big hurry to get rid of my dad's name, so that's the only reason I still have my ex-husband's name, is because I don't like him. He's not my favorite person in the world, but I don't hate him as much as I hate my dad.
Okay. Legit.
And I wasn't thinking at the time that I could have just made my own name up.
Right.
And I'm not going to go waste a day in court to make a new name and change all my paperwork over. Oh, what a pain in the ass.
It still wouldn't match your birth certificate.
No.
Well, I guess you could apply to have your birth certificate changed. But still, I mean, that's just it. Your birth certificate, first off, in the United States, who carries their birth certificate around with them?
Right.
And secondly, what?
Right.
Who's going to do this?
Right. And you know what a fucking nightmare Social Security is. Getting your name changed there. That's so hard.
I was married in the 70s. I never changed my name on my Social Security card. My Social Security card is my maiden name. It is the name I use now.
Yeah.
So we didn't know anything about that back then.
That was back when you could use 2 different names and not,
right.
There not be a paper trail.
Right. Well, no, I have all kind of aliases, and you can look me up, and I've got all these aliases.
No, but, you don't have documentation that says you changed your name here, you changed your name there, you go by this now, you went by this then.
We just used names. We just used the name we wanted.
Yeah.
We just did that. Yeah, I never changed my name in Social Security.
Yeah, they told me if I wanted to change my name to my married name, that I had to change my Social Security card, and that was the way to. And you change, you get your new Social Security card, then you can get your new driver's license, then you can get your new credit cards, your new bank information.
Right. Correct. I remember all that.
Yeah,
that wasn't like in the 70s when we got married. When I got married. So
Do you know this year you would have been married 49 years?
I do know. I was thinking that the other day. I was thinking, how old is Alexis?
I'll be 44 this year.
And I thought, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's almost 50 years.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, can't be.
Because how are you that old?
Exactly. Oh, today I feel that old. I absolutely feel that old.
It's so
But
funny.
you're right. How can that possibly be?
It's so I'm walking around in my head. I'm 17.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You're not that old. No. Driving a car? What?
Yeah.
You're driving a car.
What do you mean you own a house? What?
I, I told you, you and your sister are both virgins, as far as I know.
What do you mean you've had two husbands? What?
You are absolutely a virgin.
Yeah,
I know it.
it's true.
So, whatever.
And luckily, I don't have any kids to disprove that.
Exactly.
So,
Except the big one in the other room.
well, that's the husband that we're not talking about.
And Blythe has one too. So she has the big one in the other room too.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, age is nothing.
It's all relative now, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to be 18, and then I couldn't wait to be 30.
And
now that I'm in my 40s, it's just like, why was I in such a goddamn hurry?
yeah. Where are the papers to opt out of adulthood?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on those to come.
You know, when you said that like being an adult was hard and I wouldn't like it, I didn't believe you. I definitely believe you now.
I'm sorry.
It's paying bills, shit. This going
You
to
bet.
work, shit.
I know it.
Horse shit.
Maybe I know it. I've been doing it a long time. What do you mean? I just paid that electric bill last month.
Yeah.
God.
And my water bill went up another $20. My water bill is going to be $200 a month in this year.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Alexis, there's got to be some.
I don't know what to do.
Do you do a load of laundry twice a day?
No. I mean, we do hand wash dishes.
And that they say that you use a lot of water. I hand washed it, but there's only one of me. There's a difference.
My toilet is funny and you have to flush it a few times.
Yeah.
To make any progress. And I feel like there's a leak in the shower.
Oh.
But we're not going to get anything fixed with that until we do the whole goddamn till we tear the whole bathroom apart.
Yeah.
And that's a long time coming.
Right. I understand. Because I'd like to do it too, but holy shit, I pay $60 a month for my gas and my trash and stuff.
Oh, my light bill's gone up, my gas bill's gone up, my water bill. I just got my water bill $170 and I was just like, what the fuck?
My water bill's coming. I don't want to know about it.
Well, mine went up $20.
I didn't even look at
last month.
Oh, shit.
And last month had gone up $20 from the month before that.
I don't even want to think about my electric bill or my gas because
my light bill has stayed relatively. I think it's like $98 across the board.
Oh, that's nice.
But gas went up $20.
Yeah.
Water went up $20.
Oh,
they're killing me.
Thank God we're rich.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's those kids that I don't have to pay for.
Right, right.
My kids are the city utilities.
Right. Those 2 garbage cans that live outside your house are just getting too expensive for you.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bitch being an adult.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sick of it myself and but yeah, I get it.
Okay. Well, we need to stop talking because my laptop says that the battery is low and I didn't plug it in.
Oh, okay. Then we're
So-
done talking.
So I didn't plug it in from when we were playing with it. And am I
Oh.
sitting on the cord? I don't think so.
I don't see a cord, just your phone cord.
We rearranged our living room and Mom and I are in different seats and it's really fucking me up.
It is. You've been jiggling this whole time.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, it's fine. Maybe we'll start making Mom man the computer.
Oh, sure. I can do it. I can do anything.
Sure.
I took care of TikTok a few weeks ago. Take care of the computer.
Yeah,
I deleted the TikTok.
I know.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
What are we doing next?
We're gonna watch Ronin.
That's right. It's a movie I have never heard of.
It's an action movie. It's got De Niro.
Yep.
Jean Reno is in it. I like him a lot.
Okay. I have it in my calendar.
It's intrigue. My calendar is out of date. We had forgotten The Shining and we forgot Ronin, so I gotta push everything back, and I just
okay.
never edited my calendar.
Well, I had just recently asked you so I could update my calendar. So.
Yeah, after
All right.
Ronin, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I don't
but
think I have anything after that.
we'll figure that out.
But hell, we had how many in a row? So we're doing okay.
Yeah.
We're acting like adults.
Yeah, but what is this, like 14 or 15 in a row
I
that
think so.
planned?
Yeah. We decided we'd start the new year off with a plan,
Yeah.
and we're trying. We're trying.
And I've got a calendar with stuff on it. I just need to update it for the stuff we squeezed in.
Yep. And then go to your shelf and find something for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
All right. Well, we'll see you in a couple weeks when we do Ronin. Go watch our TikTok. It's very funny.
All righty.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.